This Kirk Burrows lawsuit, have you seen it? He alleging some wild stuff, man.
I read most of it.
Yeah, if you look at this lawsuit, man, he claiming some wild stuff like,
What's up? It's Outer Spaceman. Genie D goes crazy, and he detailed the Kirk Barrows lawsuit. Man, this shit is crazy, man, because a lot of people were saying that Kirk Barrows and Diddy were lovers. Because all of this shit in this lawsuit, man, no one could have ever got me to do these wild stuff that I heard about. This shit is wild. You need to watch a full video, man. Let's get it.
he was forced to watch Puffy have sex at bad boy offices.
If Diddy made Kirk look at sexual acts at the bad boy office, then that just goes to show you some of the stuff that Jaguar Wright was saying was true when she said that the lawyer told her that they caught individuals in the office having sexual acts. Kirk Burrows was the president of Bad Boy. And if he was made to look at sexual acts in the office during or after working hours, did he choose to do that or did he make him do that? Diddy was the CEO. He was the president. Did he force them to do it? Maybe he did. I don't know. I never walked in none of that.
Yeah, he also claiming that Diddy would make him give him hand jobs.
Well, I guess if they had a gay relationship and Diddy requested a hand job, he was requesting a hand job from his boyfriend, or what he appeared to think that Kirk was. Also, this is my president, but this is also my boyfriend. I'm in a relationship with him. It may not be known to everybody. And if he was requesting hand job, he was doing his boyfriend. He was handing his boyfriend a favor. He was giving his boyfriend a hand job. That's what Diddy thought Kirk was to him. Also his boyfriend. He may have been a president of my company, but he was my boyfriend. So if Kirk alleging that in his lawsuit, I guess he was giving him a hand.
Right. But I don't get it, man. I don't see how somebody can make you get him a hand job. You know, like, how does that work?
Well, maybe he thought he was going to lose his job. Maybe the fact that Kirk thought that if he didn't do sexual acts.
Man, what type of zesty shit is that? Did he force you to give him a hand job? Man, that shit wild. I would have never did that shit, even to keep a job. You have to fire me. I'm not doing that shit, man. That shit is just some zestology right now. So Kirk Barrows is coming out saying that Diddy sexually assaulted him in some deviant way. And you did all of this shit. He did not put a gun to your head. He went and get a baseball bat and he make you sign over your 25% of Bad Boy. Diddy had to kill me because I ain't doing that shit. You would have to kill me, man, or get someone to get me hurt, because all of that bullshit that you was doing, you was Diddy's girlfriend at this point, because he did not put a gun to your head and let you did all of that shit. And now you're coming out saying that Diddy sexually assault you. I don't respect no man that make a next man assault him in sexual ways. That was just crazy. And you did not do shit? I would have smacked Diddy so hard, he would have get a knock out. I would give him a KO, man, because that shit was just wild as ever. It is just shocking to me, man. And now you're gonna say that Diddy did you this, Diddy did you that. You're just looking at money grab. You're just pissed off because everything what Diddy promised you, you did not got that shit. So understand that you're just trying to get a lick back. You're just so bitter that Diddy get all of your manhood, everything that he did to you, and you did not get nothing in return. Just because Cassie got that $30 million. Everyone is jealous. But it is what it is, man. You need to watch a full video. This shit crazy. Let's get it.
Towards Diddy that he asked him to do, he was going to lose his job. Maybe he thought he was in jeopardy. What was the situation? That's between them two. And if Kirk is now saying that Diddy forced him, did he tell somebody he's been forced to do this? He sure telling the world now. He telling the world now he's forced to do this.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out why he didn't come out sooner. He also alleging that Diddy, forced him to give him blowjobs.
Oh my God. So you telling me that in the lawsuit, and I seen it, man, that he forced him to sing in the mic. And it wasn't in the studio.
Yeah, that's what he claiming.
Yo, bro, it's crazy. It's real crazy that Kirk is alleging all these things that people always said back then. I remember when me and you had a conversation about this years ago, and you asked me, was I going to talk about it? I said, no, I'm not going to talk about it because I'm going to let him talk about it. I didn't know he was going to do this lawsuit and put this shit in there. But I told you years ago that I'm not going to talk about it until he talks about it. And he talked about it. So now it's fair game. That was their relationship, man. I don't know how much is forced. I know that it's a law that an employer can be brought up on charges for having sex or any kind of sexual contact with an employee. And he still was an employee of Bad Boy. And did Puff use that to his advantage? I could believe he did. He probably did. But then again, Kirk was in love with Puff and everything Puff did. So, I don't know how much he forced him, but he sung in the mic.
Yeah, he also alleging that Puffy made him put stuff up his anal.
Bruh, I didn't see that in the lawsuit. But as I said again, if they were playing games like that, Diddy was foul and Kirk did it because of two things. He was afraid of Diddy and he was in love with Diddy. At that time, he would probably do anything Diddy asked him to do.
Yeah, he also alleging in this lawsuit that he was forced to look at Diddy take a shower.
Bruh, they were lovers. If Diddy got off like that, Kirk was right there to make sure he got off. So whatever Diddy wanted, Kirk did. Now, what the authorities got to say, was he doing it as his lover or was he doing it as his employee? I said it was both. I said myself it had to be both.
Yeah, it might be both. I just don't see how somebody can, make you stand right there and watch them take a shower. I mean, they in the shower, wet, taking a shower. Just walk out. It's not like they can do something to you. You know what I mean?
My man, we got to go through this. You and I got to have this conversation on the internet about how these two men decided to have their sexual relationship. You understand? And how they want to do. And you sitting over here saying you're saying that you trying to make me visualize these two having sex with each other, soaping each other up and all this other shit. When in fact, that these cats are sitting right here, you understand, doing unnatural shit to us men that are heterosexual, you understand? And then they bisexuals and they trisexuals, they doing everything that's against the normal nature of life, you understand? And you sitting up here want me to picture this shit and say, yo, yeah, I don't care. I can't see this shit either. And I don't want to see it, bro. What I want to do is that if this man is telling this guy that, and he's telling us in these papers that from sex toys to making me sing in the mic, for doing anal sex with me, from making me wash showers, watch him take showers and making me do shit in the office. If he telling us all these things that he doing to this dude, and this dude ain't went and got help from nobody during that whole time, then what was it? Was that your lover or that's your boss? And if it was both, they gonna have to decide that shit in court. I don't want to decide that shit on the internet. Listen to me, bro. It ain't that important. And the fact of the matter is that I know this is an interview and you asking these questions. You understand? But this dude right here, he's painting this dude to be a monster in what he is to certain people. But do we really want to see that and hear this or talk about this?
But you know what I mean, though, man. I mean, it don't make sense.
I get what you're saying, Mighty. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so you get it. If somebody in the shower and you outside the shower, watch you don't take a shower, I mean, come on, man. That don't sound like somebody that's making you do that. You can walk out, man.
But it's what a mother to him. Say, man, you gonna watch me take a shower, you gonna have a job in the morning. That's a boss talking. Right?
You got a choice, man. Walk out and just get fired.
You got a choice. But if he in fear of his job, he may not have a choice.
I mean, I don't want my job that bad, man, to be giving another dude hand jobs and BJs and watching them take a shower. I don't know, man. I mean, that sounds like somebody that, is willingly indulging in that kind of activity, man. Respectfully. I ain't trying to sound rude, but I'm just keeping it real.
I can't put my mind in his mindset, whether he wanted to or he wasn't. I just said, and I'm telling the public out there, it was an employee and an employer, and they were lovers also. When we first started off, we used to do the building and the red zone. The building was the unsigned hype that Puff used to do parties there. The red zone was a party where he used to do Daddy's house on Wednesdays. I used to follow Puff to Kirk Burroughs' house, and he would stay there. You understand? On 111th Street and 5th Avenue, over above Emily's. He used to stay there with Kirk Burroughs. Now, staying when you got a girl and a baby, a home or like that. What are you staying with another cat for? Everybody always knew that shit. But, it wasn't me to judge them. And the way Kirk used to act. He was in love with Puff for a long time. He wouldn't press charges with him. He was ready to go to jail for him. But I'll let you ask that question.
What you mean by that? He was willing to go to jail for Diddy.
Well, the police wanted, the feds wanted some information from Kirk and some papers from Kirk. Kirk was willing to hide those papers and hide that evidence that he had on documents that he had. And he got caught taking them out the house and tried to hide them. He didn't know the feds had him under surveillance, and they ended up locking him up, and he ended up doing fed time.
I see. But you personally, how you feel about it? Because I know you keep saying that they was in a relationship, so I'm assuming that you feel like he did it on his own, right?
Well, like I said to you, I'm not going to say Kirk Burroughs willingly just did everything, because Diddy probably first forced him on certain nights if he had a headache. If Kirk Burroughs had a headache, Diddy probably forced him on certain nights. So I can't say every night. I don't know those guys' relationship like that, but I do know that one was an employee relationship and one was a lover's relationship. And have Diddy probably forced Kirk to do certain things? He probably did, because he was that type of dude. So everything and all the time they got together, I can't say it's consensual. I don't know their relationship like that.
Me personally, I don't fault Diddy. I mean, he a grown man, bro. He gave you an ultimatum. You had a choice. It's not like he put a gun to your head, man.
Let's put it like this, Mighty. I understand your analogy of what you're saying. Say if it's a woman, she got 3 kids to feed. This is her only job. Her rent is back already a month or so because the daddy ain't doing a goddamn thing for his kids. So she comes in the office and her boss says to her, listen to me, if you don't give me no head, you won't have a job in the morning. Now, this was before all these different laws to protect people at their job and their workforce happened. You got to realize this is in the late 80s, early 90s and stuff like that. This is going down. We ain't have all these Me Too movements, these equal rights. All this shit wasn't going on. Now, we're not even going to say Kirk. We're going to say a woman. Her boss tell her to do that shit. What do you think that woman going to do 9 times out of 10 in those type of situations? She gonna break out the knee pads. Cause she don't want her kids to feel that, you know, they gonna get put out their house. They ain't gonna have Christmas. They ain't gonna have birthdays. They ain't gonna have situations that they having. Now, Kirk Burroughs, hey, let's put him in that position. We don't know, you know, he lived, that apartment over there was in the 90s, it was $2,000-$3,000 for that bedroom apartment he had. He lived on Fifth Avenue. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know his financial situation. Diddy probably had him scared. If you don't do this, you ain't gonna have no job. And you know you ain't gonna be able to work no place else because I'm gonna put a word out on you. We don't know what made him do what he did. Or maybe he liked to do what he did. But right now we see a lawsuit that is going down because he did what he did. But who is we to judge how those acts came about? Was it consensual or not? I don't really give a for real. Both the gay to me. 2 men lay down, 2 homos get up. Whether you taking it, giving it, or whatever. That's my beliefs. Now, people might not like it. I don't give a shit. What they eat don't make me shit. But what I'm saying to you is this. He's faced with a lawsuit from an employee. And that employee saying that he's been made to do some shit. We got to sit back and see how it be played out.
But to get back to this lawsuit, how you feel about Kirk Burroughs saying that, you know, Diddy destroyed his career?
He did. He did. Diddy destroyed his reputation. Kirk is right about that. I was there on those occasions. When Kirk was dealing with Mary, brought Mary's career back. Kirk was a musical genius, whereas that, you know, a marketing genius. He knew how to get the money. He knew the people who to go at for the money, and he did what he had to do to bring Mary back. Diddy planted bad seeds with telling people don't do business with him. So he's right about that, brother. And after he got Mary from him, Kirk never worked no place else. So he's not lying about that. He's diabolical when it comes to that. He did it to Mary J. Blige. He did it to the band members. I mean, he did it to Wendy Williams. He did it to Wendy Williams. He's diabolical when it comes to shit like that, bro. He owned the music business in New York City and California. He had friends everywhere, bro. He had friends in high places. He owned the radio stations. You ain't see that Tupac interview from Mary J. from
Angie Martinez.
What's her name? Angie Martinez, because of Diddy. That's probably one of the greatest. That's probably one of the greatest of all times, probably interviews ever. He stopped that from coming out. He got Wendy Williams fired. Anybody he told in the music business not to mess with somebody, they didn't. Tracy Waples don't even know this. Tracy Waples is probably one of the top musical geniuses in the industry that nobody knows. She was behind Rihanna. She was behind Method Man. Tracy Waples is a musical genius. I sat there when she was supposed to do a deal with L.A. Reid and them. And L.A. Reid told Diddy, she asked him for like 300 to 400,000, something like that. He said, man, you can get that bitch cheaper than that. Offer her 250. I just started laughing. And Tracy was his friend. So to see him do that and say he did that to Kirk Burrows, and Kirk Burrows had that in his lawsuit, he ain't lying about that, bro. Nobody was going to deal with Kirk Burrows or give him a job or do anything. Look at all the great things he did for Bad Boy, getting the money and everything. Why he ain't working someplace else? Lyoté left Bad Boy and went to Def Jam and started working with Rough Riders. He ain't put no bad word on her. So, Kirk ain't he ain't wrong about that one, bro. Not at all.
Man, this shit is crazy. Did he let Kirk Burrows sing on the mic and it's not in the studio? How did he force you to do all of those gay stuff? That shit was just crazy to me, man. I don't believe Diddy did not force you to do nothing. You wanted the opportunity. You wanted to be a star. You wanted to be the co-founder of Bad Boy. So you're willing to do anything to be accepted. So understand that most of these ninjas will do anything for riches and fortune, because no way I would do that shit for $1. I'm not doing it. That wrong to me, man. So I don't understand. A lot of people are trying to say that Diddy is a freak. Everyone know that Diddy is a freak and he's bisexual. He like guys. He like these type of activities. But when they're gonna try to assassinate this character and said that Diddy forced you, man, you are a man. Defend yourself, because no way someone is gonna violate your manhood over and over, and now you're coming out with a lawsuit when Diddy is in jail and he got indicted. You are just bitter because everything what he promised you, he did not give you. So you're doing everything to damage Diddy and everything what he's doing. You're trying to paint him as a monster, but everyone already know that Diddy did a lot of stuff, but most of these information that these people are coming out with, all of these lawsuits, they're just trying to look a money grab. They're trying to intimidate Diddy, and Diddy know what was going on for so long and know that most of these guys would do anything just to be around him. So understand that Diddy was so powerful. A lot of people thought that he was untouchable. He would never go to jail. He would always be Puff Daddy, the man that run the industry and got a lot of artists. But what the craziest part about the situation, everyone that was around Diddy, all of his artists, everybody got robbed. Everyone got robbed of their millions, their manhood. Everyone got something to say. Everyone got a vendetta against Sean Combs. So you got to realize that he's just not a good person. He liked to take advantage of people. And we had to do something about it, man. The black community is pissed about this shit. But it is what it is, man. It's all the space. Have a blessed day.
Y'all, I thought the Diddy documentary was a little boring, and I think that tells us a lot about how we construct evil and the way that we create the devil figure to avoid looking at the system. For a character to not fall flat, they need to be making decisions that are surprising to you, that change and evolve, right? This documentary shows decades of decisions, but at every single crossroad, every fork in the road when he could have chosen differently, he picked the same thing. Do you pay your artists or do you exploit their contracts? Exploit. Do you honor your business partners or do you cut them out? You cut them out. Do you respect boundaries or do you violate them? Violate them. Do you mentor someone or exploit them sexually? Exploit them sexually. When someone speaks up, do you listen? Do you silence? Silence. Do you make amends or do you deny an attack? You deny an attack. It's very fucking predictable. And it's true, the devil figure doesn't need elaborate schemes when patriarchy, capitalism, and hierarchical power structures already deliver exploitation on a massive scale. Why bother with clever temptation when you can just be a powerful man in an industry that protects powerful men? Besides, system is already set up to enable exactly this kind of abuse. The devil does not need to be creative when the system is doing the work. Diddy didn't invent this playbook. It's Harvey Weinstein, it's R. Kelly, it's Epstein, it's the Orange Man, it's every megachurch pastor who's been exposed. When we construct the devil figure, we place all the possibilities of evil onto this one figure, the goat, the devil, the bad man, and drive them out so the community doesn't have to change. So we don't have to examine patriarchy, capitalism, white supremacy, empire. We need Satan to carry all of the sins possible so we don't have to dismantle the systems that actually produce this harm. Diddy's whole aesthetic was prosperity gospel without Jesus. Wealth is proof of blessing, of empire building, and his abuse is just what happens when the logic plays out. Some people get blessed, which requires other people to be sacrificed. We want to believe that abusers are exceptionally complex, uniquely evil, monstrous, mysterious. We make them fascinating because if they were just an ordinary man, following ordinary patterns of power, then we have to actually ask the difficult question. What does that say about power itself? We make the devil fascinating to avoid confronting the boring structural violence of the systems that we all participate in. That's the real theological problem. Not that evil exists, but we'd rather create one demon, make one Satan, than look at how these harmful systems consistently produce the same patterns of violence. We create the devil so we don't have to face the God we created out of power itself. Stop centering the abuser. Start dismantling the system. Because the system that produced Diddy is still running, still selecting the next man who will make the same choices. If you enjoyed this, I invite you to join my Patreon community where we are doing monthly deconstruction and reconstruction of women in the Bible. I also teach a course called Faith Deconstruction 101, Leaving the Church Without Losing Yourself. The links are you know where.